Yo, what's good, YouTube? This is Jay from Ncaa, and make sure you hit that like button. We are here for the first conference championship in Coastal Carolina history, and let's just look at how the conference standings did end here to end this season. As you see, Appalachian State ended up losing another game to Texas State. So Texas State wasn't a bad team. Remember, they had Caleb Twyford. That was a tough game. But looking at the other side of the bracket here, South Alabama finishes atop the Sun Belt West, and we go up against them in the conference championship. And you just look at the comparison. Just look at them. I mean, they're not really that good on offense. I mean, they have the number 111th ranked offense in yardage, and then their defense isn't bad. It's in the middle of the pack. They're actually number 18th in total defense, but this is gonna be a pretty good conference championship. I'm kind of salty a little bit because a lot of the teams that started out this dynasty at the top of the conference, they pretty much declined. I mean, Louisiana Lafayette, they were there. Arkansas State, they were there. Now they're nowhere to be found. And now we face off this South Alabama team, this East Carolina team. I mean, you can just see like where these teams ended up to end the season. And I think we just had a disappointing year as a conference. I think Appalachian State had a good year, and obviously the team we're going up against had a good year as well. Georgia State, I feel like could have done better, but I mean, I just feel like we dominated, and that was a part of it. I mean, honestly, we steamrolled through this conference, and we had one tough hiccup of a loss. And if it wasn't for that loss, I think we might be ranked in the top 10, because we do go into this game ranked 15th. So here we go. We're starting out this conference championship on the road, and already forcing a 3-and-out to start this game. Cephas Johnson at quarterback, as he throws incompletion on that one. So now here we are on offense to start this game. Gonna give it off to Tyron Summers, who is first in the Heisman voting going into this game. So he's gonna look to complete the mission during this one. So now on a 2nd and 4, giving the end around to Angel Gonzalez, only picking up 1 yard on that one. So on a 3rd and 2, giving the ball up the middle to Summers, and he's fighting forward for a first down, gain of 4. So 1st and 10 from the shotgun. Here's Curtin rolling out to the right side. Going to throw to an open man. He's going to miss Angel Gonzalez on that one. And that's his first incompletion. So 2nd and 10. Here he is from the shotgun once more. Throwing to the left side. And that's another overthrow. 2 wild incompletions to start this game as he makes it to a 3rd and 10. Here's Curtin now. Now he's facing some pressure around the edge. And that's a sack by Noah Curtis. And we do have to punt the ball back over to South Alabama. So now here on a 1st and 10, here is Flennard getting the catch, and he's picking up 14 yards. So here's Cephas Johnson from under center this time, throwing it out to Flennard again. He's picking up a gain of 9. So they do eventually pick up the first down. So here is Crosby getting the catch this time, but this time getting clocked by Cedric Granger. But that's a gain of about 6 or 7. So now here is Cephas Johnson throwing out to the right side. Here is Murphy throwing out a huge stiff arm to Xavier Davis. And that's a first down. So 1st and 10. Here is Sinkfield getting involved, and they're moving the ball on this drive. That's a gain of 18. It seemed like, man, he hit that hole pretty hard. Here's Sinkfield once again using a stiff arm this time, getting away from Michael Wentz and getting in for the touchdown, making it an 11-yard gain. And wow, that's a 7-0 lead here in this conference championship. So here we are on the next drive, and Curtin is taking a sack. They send the blitz, and they generate pressure. That's one way to get Curtin rattled, because he hasn't thrown a lot of accurate passes in this game so far, but that one is accurate, short for about 10 yards. So now on a 3rd and 9 here. Once again, instant pressure up the middle. And that's Jeremiah Littles. Look at this. I mean, he just literally flies past our guard that time and gets in. I had no chance of getting rid of that one, and we had to punt the ball away. So here is South Alabama after a pretty good return, setting them up already at the 25-yard line, completing that pass for 5 yards. So here's Sinkfield once again, getting a gain of 8 up the middle, and that's another first down. So a couple plays later here on a 3rd and 5, here is Cephas Johnson rolling out to the right side, but this time he's going to get sacked, and sacked by Chris Thornton, who's actually had another All-American season. We'll see if he makes the All-American team, but I don't doubt it for one bit. So we do get them to settle for the field goal on that drive. We need to get some points on the board. So here is Tyron Summers. We kind of need to establish this run because Curtin has started out this game pretty rattled as it is. So here on a 1st and 10, here's Jimbo Brown into the game, and look at that block by Angel Gonzalez downfield, and he opens up a great running lane. Look at that downfield block. Look at that. That was a perfect block as we make it past the 50-yard line. So now on a 1st and 10, close to the 40-yard line, here's a handoff to the left side, and Tyron Summers has a lot of room, and he's going to make it all the way into the end zone for the touchdown. 3 plays, and that's all we need on the ground. And wow, Tyron Summers having himself one of the best years I've seen from a running back, as he now makes it a 7-10 deficit. So here back out on defense, there is Chris Thornton once again on the stop. So 2nd and 12, getting the screen pass out to the running back, and that's a gain of 11. So 3rd and inches. Here is Johnson getting the ball to Sinkfield, but this time Chris Thornton. I just talked about how he's having another All-American season, and that's 2 big plays, and we force the punt. So here's Tyron Summers continuing that streak of these long gains, and he picks up a gain of about 14 on that one. So 1st and 10, here's Curtin throwing out to the right side. This time he's going to find Justin Johnson on the outside, and that's a gain of 12 before taking a pretty big hit. So 1st and 10 as we wind down the first quarter, throwing the ball over the middle. That's picked off. Wow, we were driving once again, but look at how off this throw is. And that's an easy interception for the safety, who was just sitting right there waiting for it. And that is a turnover. So here's Cephas Johnson back out onto the field, getting it over the middle to Murphy for 6 yards as he gets it down to now a 3rd down conversion. Here's Cephas Johnson rolling out to the right. This time going to pick up 5, but he's going to get tripped up before the 1st down marker. So we get them to punt the ball again. So now into the 2nd quarter, here's Tyron Summers getting the handoff to the right side, and he's going to put out a move, and he's going to make it up for a 28-yard gain. Tyron Summers, this looks like it's going to be a great game for him. So here's Angel Gonzalez getting the catch across the middle, and Curtin finally makes an accurate pass there. Gain of 7. So here's Angel Gonzalez on the end around, getting clocked. Gain of 5, but he takes a huge hit on that one. So 2nd and 5. Here is Tyron Summers getting the handoff up the middle, and that's a gain of 9. So 1st and 10 now. Now we're getting into the red zone as we pick up a 9-yard reception, that time to Jack Kleck, our tight end. So now on a 2nd and 1, handing the ball up the middle, and look at Tyron Summers showing off some of that power as he's at 117 yards off of just 9 carries so far. So Jimbo Brown finishes off this drive, 9 yards up the middle, and man, our offensive line is just really, really good at run blocking, not so good at pass blocking, but you can just see the holes they're opening up so far in this game. So now on the next drive, there's Xavier Davis on the tackle on the screen pass as we get him down to a 3rd and 12. But here is Murphy getting the catch on the sideline, keeping the toes in bounds, and that's a 1st down. So now past the 50-yard line. Here is Sinkfield getting the delayed handoff to the right side, and that's a gain of 14 on that one. So 3rd and 10, a couple plays later. Here at the 35-yard line, dumping the ball across the middle. Look at Murphy. He's using his legs and getting a little rack, and he's getting up for another 1st down. So now here is Sinkfield up the middle, and he's picking up another 1st down. So we cannot keep this offense off the field here on a 1st and goal. Here's Cephas Johnson lobbing the ball to the left side, and that's going to be caught by Kawan Baker. And he somehow keeps both feet in bounds, but I don't know about that. His left foot is out of bounds, but they do hold that call, and the play does stand. So now, here, under 2 minutes left, can we drive down the field and pick up some points, as here's Tyron Summers getting it done through the air, picking up a gain of 12. So here on a 2nd and 10, here's Tyron Summers getting the handoff up the middle, and that's a gain of 15. They just cannot stop Tyron Summers so far in this game. So here on a 1st and 10, getting close to a minute left here, faces some pressure from the right side, and their pass rush has been doing great in this game, putting pressure on Curtin all game, and they get us down to a 3rd and 18. So here's a throw across the middle, and look at Garrison Burnett fighting his way for the 1st down, a gain of 19, and wow, we move the chain. So now on a 1st and 10, here's Curtin rolling out to the right, getting sacked, losing 3 on this one, as we are now out of field goal range, so we need to move a little bit closer. So we do try to run the ball here on 3rd and 13. Here's a lane to the left side, but nobody's out there. There is Tyron Summers cutting inside, and he makes it inside the 5. Wow. They weren't expecting a run play on a 3rd and long, and we just do that and get all of that yardage back. And here's Tyron Summers getting the handoff up the middle and picking up the touchdown before half. Wow, we weren't expecting that, as we do score the touchdown to make it 21-17. So here to start this 2nd half, all we have to do is honestly keep riding Tyron Summers, as he's having such a big game so far. But here Jimbo Brown's in the game this time, getting the handoff up the middle and picking up 8, as now we move the ball closer and closer to the 50. So now on a 2nd and 10, here's Summers getting the handoff to the outside, swerving in and out, and he's picking up a big gain, missing another tackle, and that's a gain of 34 yards. Wow. I mean, this is just the game of a lifetime. I mean, look at this. They can't touch him at all. They're just diving and whiffing. I mean, this is just amazing. So now on a 1st and 10, inside the red zone, throwing the ball to the right side. That's Garrison Burnett for the 18-yard catch on the sideline. So here's Tyron Summers back in the game and finishing off this drive. Wow, what a game it's been from Tyron Summers, as he gets into the end zone and making it an 11-point game. So here is Cephas Johnson out back onto the field, getting it to one of his favorite targets, Zach Crosby, on that one. So here is Sinkfield once again using a stiff arm and almost breaking free, but we do trip him up close to the 45-yard line. So now 1st and 10. Here is Sinkfield getting another handoff, and this run game is working for them, as they pick up a 12-yard gain as well. So now here's Cephas Johnson, another delayed handoff, and another big gain for Sinkfield. I mean, they are doing exactly what we're doing to them, just that they don't have a Tyron Summers on their side. We have Tyron Summers, who can pretty much break any play out for a big gain. So now here on a 2nd and 6, close to the 20-yard line, here's Kirkpatrick getting the handoff to the left side, and he's picking up a gain of 7, as they are now inside about the 10-yard line. So now 1st and 10 here at the 10. Here is Cephas Johnson in the pocket, rolling out to the right, gonna break a tackle here, and he's gonna fight his way forward and somehow falls inside the 3-yard line. So now on a 2nd and 1 here, running some slants, throwing out to the left side, and he's gonna throw it to his tight end and pick up 2 yards, and that's a 1st down, 1st and goal. But on the next play, the same exact play to the opposite side, Tim Beach gets in for the touchdown, and they make it interesting, a 4-point game almost to the 4th quarter, but they don't have Tyron Summers on their side. We got to ride this guy. He is having a phenomenal game. Look at that, 241 yards off of 19 carries. We're going to try to get him to that 300-yard mark, something that nobody's done in Coastal Carolina history. So now on a 2nd and 10 here to round out the 3rd quarter, here is Tyron Summers this time, getting open through the passing game, and he is breaking it free for a gain of 33. So now here on the goal line, Jimbo Brown in the game this time, and that's too easy. 2 yards up the middle. And wow, this offense is exploding in this game as we make it an 11-point game once again. So here's South Alabama back onto the field. Here's Crosby getting the catch, and that's a big gain down the sideline as he moves it inside the 20-yard line. So now here's Cephas Johnson once again on a play action, running over Kenneth Ruff. That's actually Kier Patterson, and wow, picks up a gain of 15. So now inside the 5-yard line, here is Johnson dropping back on a 1st and goal, trying to scramble out, but this time he's going to trip up in the pocket, and he's going to get sacked on that one. So 2nd and goal, handing the ball off to Kirkpatrick to the left side, and he's not picking up anything, so we get him down to a 3rd and goal. We do stop him there, so we get him down to a 4th and goal here, and Leonard cannot get there. And wow, what a stop. And we stop them. So now on the ensuing possession, we start inside the 1-yard line, but we do create a little bit of running room, giving it to Jimbo Brown on that one. So here is Tyron Summers getting another big carry, and look at him weave. And wow, another big gain, this one of 25, as we pick up the long 1st down. So now on a 1st and 10, once again, a lot of open field in this game as he swerves in and out, picking up big chunks of yardage here. Another 9-yard carry, and I'm getting greedy. And a good thing, you know, a lot of injuries don't really happen in NCAA 14, because if this was Madden, I would not be trying to do this because they would be getting hurt. But we got to go for the record books. There's Angel Gonzalez on the catch, getting his total to 60. So now here's Tyron Summers on the handoff to the left side, swerves in and swerves back out, and he picks up 10. And that's going to put him at 301 yards on 25 carries, and that's the record. He breaks it. The previous record was 293 yards, and he makes it to 301. So here's Jimbo Brown finishing it off. And that's going to cap off this conference championship. What a journey it's been the last 4 years to get to this point. And wow, do you guys just remember how bad we were when we started this dynasty? We were getting blown out each week. And now look at us 4 years later. We get a transfer in Tyron Summers. And last year he lit it up. And this year he just lit it on fire. As man, we bring home the conference championship. What a 4 years it's been for this squad. And I am so proud of this squad because we did it without throwing the ball, really. I mean, really, we didn't have a big year passing the ball. Curtin held it down. He was just a great leader, but didn't really do too much through the air. It was just all the ground, and I got to give it up to Jimbo Brown. I mean, what a great season he had. He had 80 yards in this game. And just think about that. I mean, as a backup to have 80 yards in a championship game, that is huge. I mean, you can't get that type of production out of some starters, and let alone he's back there sharing the load. I mean, Tyron Summers is not doing this by himself. He had a big year. And then on the defensive side, I mean, we didn't do as great as what I thought we would do. I thought we would just be pretty dominant. We did have dominant games, but we did give up a lot of points and a lot of yards. And honestly, I don't care because we came home with the conference championship. That was the goal this year. Last year, we did win our first bowl game. This year, we win our first conference championship. I mean, it just feels good to see this team finally win something. And even that, we end up in the top 15. I mean, we're ranked 15th in the nation. What a season, what a game that was. And we're not done. We are not done. We are headed into the bowl game. I don't know what bowl we're going to be in next, but I imagine it's going to be a good one because who wants to go up against Coastal Carolina? And we are red hot. So hit subscribe, hit that like button. You don't want to miss that bowl action, so stay tuned. Let's get it. Conference champions, let's go.